To announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. What is happening to my camera? I don't know if you see this, but it doesn't look like quality, but here we go. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go. And this time it's the Ecomi cup. Maybe that makes the price go up. But anyways, we have to talk about some very interesting stuff, and that is Bitcoin is very, very likely going to fly off in the next couple of days. There could be a big pump. The pattern of a multi-year, multi-month cup and handle could be broken very, very soon. And there are a couple of things that are new developments, bullish developments that are happening. And also, with the latest craft event that we had yesterday with the golden ticket, the red ticket, and then also the other VIP tickets, we have to talk about Ecomi and Veve a little bit more. What is coming up in the next couple of months and so on. So all of that will happen in the stream, so make sure to stay all the way through. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to each and one of you. I see a couple of people are already here, so I ask you to kindly smash up the like button here for this stream. And also subscribe if you haven't yet, notifications on so that you never miss out a Patient Hodler marathon. So we have John Jimbo here. Hi, Mr. Hodler. What is going on, John? Also, Troy Paris here. Do it. Hopefully you probably mean the breakout. Did you get your golden ticket? I missed the red one. Yes, I made a live stream even crafting it, and then the web version didn't let me. So I had to take the camera off, do it on the phone, and then put it back. And then for the red ticket, I took the cam off to make it on the phone, but then it didn't work on the phone, but on the web app. So I got it all wrong, but anyways, it's all there live. I got both tickets. I'm happy. I'm settled here, and I will try to get also the green and the blue one, which is more likely to get, I guess. I got the first thumbs up. Also nice, very nice, Troy Paris. I love the intro every time. Yeah, I mean, I'm very glad you guys love the intro. I loved making the intro. I still love this intro, and it's going to be continue to be the Crypto Morning Coffee intro. So we get to play it hopefully many times per week, and still many days, because it's just it's just what it is, right? It's crypto in a nutshell. Andrew says, I just finished watching your video from earlier this morning, my time. It's a PH marathon. Congratulations. You have hours of me then on this day. Wow. I'm flattered, but hopefully you liked all the content until now. Patrick Bultman is here, GM. Welcome to the stream. Cold77, guten Morgen. Good morning to you as well. Omeprazole is I can't get over this name, but anyways, I hope your stomach is fine. Bro Sui, did you see what it did this week? I think did it pump? I don't know. I actually didn't see it. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Nice job getting the tickets. Yes, Sui. Yeah, exactly. I think it pumped like 50% or something like that. So I'm very glad that you guys have your Sui. But again, Omeprazole, I told you so. I told you so. To not look at the short term. I told you so. Anyways, also I want to quickly thank why is your stomach not fine? Let me know. OMG, you are missing out. No problem. There are so many coins. I'm missing out on a lot actually because I'm an OMI holder. I want to thank the rare hodlers here around me though quickly. I mean, I cannot read out all 42 numbers or whatever that is. Some are gone, some are there. But you see the screen behind me is full of rare hodlers here. Let's give some screen time also to the others. But it's full of rare hodlers above me, around me. If you want to be a rare hodler, it's very easy to get the number 4. Actually, next mint would be number 43. Every mint will be only given one time on my screen here, as long as there's space. Number 43 and whatever collectible. You only have to become a channel member. A paying channel member, so to say, right? And it's kind of a sponsorship, so everyone is like sponsoring, for example, pro version of especially Troy here and some others, pro version of Veve. I was saying there's no pro version of Veve. Sponsoring a pro version of TradingView, which kind of improved the quality of my TA and stuff like that, I would say. Yeah, I know, should not look. Heartburn. Yeah, I look, you say you take 20 milligrams of omeprazole and you still have heartburn, right? You should kindly ask your doctor if you have not enough stomach acid and you're even reducing it by taking omeprazole. Just go and ask that question. I'm not a doctor, but I told you last time that we talked about this, that this was actually my issue. I took omeprazole, I got even more stomach pain and heartburn and I don't know, all the consequences, and then I didn't take it and increased my stomach acid and it went away. So anyways, it does help, but it's not curable. Okay. Mine was curable at least. But ask the guy in white to check whether you have maybe too little. Yeah, it might be too low. It's just a hint. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. But I would ask that question. What are you looking at the moment, OMI or NFT in the app? Actually, just getting my airdrops, and I bought 1 or 2 collectibles, but we will see this later in the stream. Absalom also here. Hey, a quick question. What do you predict about Solana in the next month? Do you think it will go high? We will look at Solana as well. And also, I made a video yesterday that also discusses Solana. If you want to check out that one, it's also fine. But, oh, actually, that's a VVApp. Let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin just made a move, right? So this is a 4-hourly chart. You know that I don't give that much about it. But if you look at this here, so in the video yesterday, we were still sitting down here somewhere. And I was talking about how we broke this trend line. And now, look here, right? Here's the break. And now we're up, and that we should take out this high here to actually print a higher high. Now we have attempted that just an hour ago and wicked up until almost 65k. So there are also already some shorts probably getting liquidated at this area. That area seems to be heavily protected, and it's still not a higher high if you see this wick here. So now we get heavily rejected from that, and probably retesting somewhere on this level here, right? So it's very small time frame, like rejected here, retesting here. Our idea is to maybe have the price come up once the markets in the US open, to maybe have the price come up and breach this. This is very important because you want to have this broken so that in the end, you remember this here, so that in the end you have higher lows and higher highs, and you technically enter a complete reversal from the entire downtrend that we had before. Now looking on the daily chart, we are obviously green, which is a good sign. And on the daily, we are already in a bullish move according to the TSI. So that is happening. Now the bull flag is playing out here, as you see, and the more you zoom out, and I'm a big fan of zooming out, the more you zoom out, the clearer the picture becomes, right? I mean, you have basically a downtrend in this bull flag until here, right? Downtrend, and then suddenly you have kind of a reversal that needs to be confirmed here, and maybe already the breakout. You remember that we set for ourselves this point that we should latestly pump here, which would be a beginning of October, somewhere here, right? The breakout of this bull flag would have a target of 79,000 something. So we really want to see this break, maybe this overhead resistance break, so that we can work on this big multi-month resistance here that is coming down, and that would be a price target of 66k. If we break 64k, it's very likely that we also at some point break the 66k and really do the big fly off. You say it, Omeprazole, 23 viewers and only 7 likes. Likes are free. Exactly, likes are free, brew. So please smash up the like button if you like the stuff. By the way, you said 1.5 hours. That's the last live stream. I meant the video that I made. That's only like below 20 minutes. So that is also a possibility. So yeah, London opens in 2 hours or something like that. German stock market opens in 1 hour or a half an hour or something like that. So long story short, you have this big bull flag, and also what I put on the thumbnail, we are just, if you zoom out enough, right, you have to really see this. I mean, we have year-long overhead resistance. We are working on breaking out this cup and handle pattern to the upside, coming back, and the breakout is above this. So the breakout of the cup and handle, and with confirmation, would mean automatically also the break of this year-long overhead resistance would mean the break of the cup and handle, right? So let's just say you break the cup and handle, right? So you take this measured move here, and you put this as a breakout on the non-logarithmic. It gives you a breakout target of roughly 120,000. Okay, so basically it means if we break here, and that gives us this. Okay, so this could be the end of this could be our bull run target, right? But on the other side, if you break 100k, people will look at 200k, right? So yeah, we almost broke it. I think we break it at 64,500. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how this behaves, because there is a lot of stuff coming up. We will see in a second, but this is the most important pattern at the moment to watch, in my opinion. And many people are looking at wedges and I don't know what. So we have broken this trend. And I'm very confident that over the course of this week we are breaking the small resistance, and then maybe next week we're breaking out here. But let's look. So there are a couple of things coming up. Wow, that's bright. A couple of things coming up. Omeprazole says, oh, that's the cyclic cup and handle, but there is a cup and handle inside the descending channel that we are in right now. Oh, that's also interesting. Let's look at that as well. What do you mean? I don't know if you mean this, but it's not really a cup and handle. It's more like a W here, because it has the same neckline. somehow. So usually for a cup and handle, you wanna, I don't know, maybe on a super short time frame or something like that. And it also needs, yeah, on the 4 hourly. Okay, let's see, 4 hourly. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. It's not super clean because this. You mean this? Probably you mean this, right? But it's not super clean because this one doesn't align. Like this part here doesn't align, so it doesn't form the same neckline. I mean, you could technically argue that it's going like this. So and then it's retesting on top of it. It already broke out. You could argue that it's this. So if you have a slightly descending line, yeah, that could be it. It's not super clean, but it could be. And then you have also a bigger breakout target on this one. Nonetheless, if you really put the neckline like this, you could also argue that then you have something like an inverse head and shoulders that looks like this, right? And it's broken out, now it's retesting and then flying off. I mean, it's a good one. I like that one. I will leave this line up. It's just one more line, but yeah. I see what you mean. Let's see. But if that breaks out, you have a guaranteed breakout of the bull flag, which is a stronger pattern. Okay, so there are a couple of things coming up. So for example, today, early morning in US, we get them, and like you could say now, oh, patient hodler, manufacturing PMI, who cares, right? After the 50 basis point rate cut, people will be looking very closely to economic data to see whether it will repeat, like the last 3 times that a rate cut will actually cause a market crash, right? So today we get manufacturing PMI. If it comes out bullishly, people will be more confident. Then we have the consumer confidence tomorrow, and then some other things that are very important for economic data, like new home sales. So you will see kind of how the condition of the real estate market is. Micron earnings, not so important, but US Q2 GDP. And then initial jobless claims. I thought that we already had Q2 GDP numbers, but maybe it's just a Q2 estimate or something like that we had. Then initial jobless claims, very important number. Thursday, if these initial jobless claims come in fine, it would actually mean that economy is fine, in a good shape. It's going to soft landing, yada yada. Fed Chair Powell's speech will then be the most important one. Actually, I don't know what's going on because here it says Tuesday again, but I think it means Thursday, because as far as I know, the Powell speech is Thursday. So pending home sales also Thursday, and Costco earnings Thursday. So all of these, like Thursday is very likely the day where you have a bigger move. So maybe we are just jumping around today's prices leading up to Thursday, but with every economical data that we get before that looks fine, we could be going higher, right? So it's a little bit, we don't know when exactly it will happen. We just see that the likelihood of our breakout happening is very high at the moment, right? And then core, also this, right? Core PCE inflation data important, but Powell will already know what that will be. So he will include certain things in his speech. And then consumer sentiment also on Friday. So this week has a lot of incidents, and Thursday marking the day, like Q2 GDP, initial jobless claims, and Chair Powell's speech. It's crazy. On the other hand, let's talk a little bit negative stuff. I know we don't like that, but do it. Let's do it. And that is unrealized losses on investment securities for US banks reached $500 billion in Q2 2024. This is 7 times higher than at the peak of 2008 financial crisis. Q2 2024 also marked the 11th consecutive quarter of unrealized losses as interest rates continue to pressure the economy. Bank of America, the second largest lender in the US, now accounts for 110 billion of held to maturity securities with unrealized losses, or 20% of the total. I mean, we see this here, right? So here is the last financial crisis. Then we have the 2018. What is going to happen is very likely, if there's something happening with Bank of America, and we saw, by the way, just to put it in context, we saw that Warren Buffett reduced his allocation of Bank of America, I think, also quite a bit. He sold billions of shares. So very likely he saw the numbers as well. Berkshire Hathaway, not him, like not only him, but Berkshire. And it's going to be interesting because if something happens with Bank of America, it also means that probably the US government is going to print a ton of money and is going to bail them out, because they will not let the Bank of America collapse, right? In the end, they will just pile on global liquidity, and that will make the assets fly. So that in itself would not be the deal breaker, right? The deal breaker would be if the US government defaults on their debt, or I don't know what. But other than that, we have seen that more and more, So now we see kind of that the indicators for a soft landing and the indicators for recession, they're nearing, let's say, the threshold where it's 50-50, right? And before, 50-50 is fine, right? Because you don't really know which side you're ending up. But it would be better, obviously, if the probability of a soft landing is higher. But 50% is still high because, the percentage has more than doubled over the last month and is up from just 10% in July. So in July, only 10% of people were pricing in a soft landing, whereas the recession fear was, a recession, whereas the fears for recession have increased right now. So the question will be, and 50-50 always means, we have seen that with the basis points as well, the market was really undecided. The entire market really doesn't know where things are going. And my argument is that this time actually is different, and it has to be. But this time it actually is different. My argument is, if you look, for example, at job openings, we saw that 2 months ago or 1 month ago, the job openings have been revised down by almost 1 million. And had the Fed gotten this number before, then probably they would have lowered the rates before, which is also why they probably held the rates, and now they did the 50% cut because they didn't have these revised numbers. So someone screwed up, or they actually intentionally manipulated the numbers. I don't exactly know what they did, but now that you have these revised job opening numbers, or you could argue that we have already been in a recession, because these numbers are for the past 12 months. And with these numbers leading to cut, maybe they would have led to an earlier cut. So that would mean that we have already been in a recession, but with high interest rate that actually brings down the inflation. Could it also mean that we are too late, right? So there are a lot of things like that I'm spinning in my head and trying to figure out where we're coming out here. But if we have already been in a recession and we did not crash more, then maybe we're coming out of a recession now that never has been declared as a recession. That would be interesting. So let's talk about Bitcoin, because that's a couple of cool things going on. So this year's Bhutan, right? So Bhutan is one of the craziest countries. I want to visit that one day. So despite having a population of just 782,000, Bhutan's Bitcoin holdings are more than double those of El Salvador, which has 6.3 million people. Bhutan now ranks third on the sovereign Bitcoin asset leaderboard behind the US, which has 12.16 billion US dollars in Bitcoin, and the UK, which has 3.67 billion. Now, this is interesting because Bhutan actually got their Bitcoin from seizing assets. Bhutan got their Bitcoin because they were mining it. Also interesting is that Bhutan is one of the only countries that is, let's say, carbon negative. So they have so much forest, as you also see there, that what they put out for these 782,000 people in carbon is actually it's irrelevant for them. The trees and everything, they offset more than this population has. This is one of the only countries, right? And let's put the discussion of whether this is something that you should take care of or not aside, but it's just a funny fact, right? Now, on the other hand, MicroStrategy is buying even more and has way more than some of these countries, right? So MicroStrategy just bought another 7,420 Bitcoin for another $500 million, and apparently MicroStrategy is raising more money to buy more. So MicroStrategy is just in the cycle where they buy more Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up. MicroStrategy is more valuable. They get more money, so they take out higher loans, or they're worth more. So they take out more loans, buy Bitcoin, and then just the cycle repeats, right? It's crazy. Also, he's not the only one. You remember this guy, Jamie Dimon? He, remember when I showed you the video where he was saying that if he was the government, he would forbid Bitcoin? Well, here, his bank is basically going into Bitcoin. JP Morgan announces plans to offer an actively managed Bitcoin fund to its private wealth clients. So it doesn't matter what these people say on TV. It only matters what they do, right? At least, let's say, this is let's say it's a Twitter news. We will see if there's actually this fund launching, and we can then see some data on it. I don't know if we will see, but this is actually what came out on Twitter. Back to MicroStrategy though. You see, this is the buying strategy for MicroStrategy, right? They buy just everywhere. I showed you the clip where Michael Saylor basically confirmed that he doesn't give a shit what the price is at the moment. He just buys everywhere. See this? He had 2 buys in this bottom, but also he had buys at the top here and somewhere there, and all the way and everywhere. And he's massively in the plus. He has big Bitcoin holdings, and I think this is the way to go. Like, doesn't matter if the price is lower, you can buy even more. If the price is up here, you can also buy. It doesn't matter, right? When the price was here, he also bought. So here, this green dotted line is his average. Look at that. He's like averaging out, where he was here underwater in the bear market trough. He's not anymore, and very likely he's not going to be underwater anymore if the cycles continue to bring performance as they were. Right now, he's way above average. Obviously, with the buys, the average is climbing a little bit. But he's probably very likely not going to be underwater for a long, long time. Why are they so interested in? I found this, and I think it explains it very, very much, right? My bank notified me that a transaction was approved today. My Bitcoin wallet notified me that a transaction was confirmed today. The difference is subtle yet huge. So this is interesting because yes, it is, right? So try to make a transfer to another country in your bank. They're going to be like, what is it for? Like, why do you send so much money to that in that country? What's the purpose? Also not today because today is bank holiday. Also not tomorrow because we are not open yet. But most importantly, is this a transaction that you have to notify someone about? Blah, 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 right? So it's just crazy because as a freedom-loving individual, it should be your private matter to decide what you're going to do with your money, like with your purchasing power, right? So you want to buy a service from somewhere, you shouldn't be asked, right, what that is for. So, and I can really now. I had a situation in a couple of days back where I really needed Bitcoin, but the other side did not have yet Bitcoin integrated. So I wanted to pay something in another country, which is not illegal, by the way. It's just something that I wanted to pay on a fast manner with low fees, and there was only I only had two options left. It's like bank transfer. So I called my bank and I wanted to make this transfer, and I shit you not, the bank didn't know how I can make the bank transfer from my online banking to that specific country to make that deposit, right? They did not know. And there was no one that could explain how I can do that. So their answer was, you have to come by. So that was Friday in the afternoon. It's like I will not make it there in time. So okay, come by Monday. I don't want to wait until Monday to make that deposit, right? So the way that I had to do it was PayPal. So I paid via PayPal. Fine. PayPal is different story, right? It's already way better. But had the other side had Bitcoin or accept Bitcoin, I would have done it in Bitcoin, because it would have been actually easier for me to just buy it on an exchange and send it somewhere, right? So I think that, and then I would just wait for the Bitcoin confirmation and the confirmation that it has reached the other wallet, right? So there needs to be something like a business wallet and so on, but yeah. This would have been a perfect case for Bitcoin. I will actually go there later this year. I will talk to them and ask them if they could integrate Bitcoin so that I can make it easier. But anyways, yeah, let's continue. So interesting is, so this is all green, like this is much green, but let's see what it actually means. So you see this here. There are not many. There are only 3 other occasions where September closes in the green, and we are not confirmed yet that it will. But these 3 other occasions are 2015, 16, and 23. And September was 2.5% to somewhere around the 6% mark. Actually, this would I don't know why this bar on I don't know why this bar is here bigger with 3% than the 6% here. I think this is a mistake in the graphic, but the result of that graphic is the same, right? So this should be a smaller bar, but the result of this is the same, and that is every time September closed in the green, and every other time it did not, right? It was in red, but every time September closed in the green, Q4 was massive gains. Look at this. 81%, 58%, 56%. So maybe 6.5% here, close similar to 2016. Maybe we get a 50% move, which would bring us to 120k exactly, right? No, actually not true. 50% move, sorry, only 90 something k would bring us to just this 50% would bring us in line with this, right? So that would be October, Pumpvember, right? And Santa Rally, as we say, or you could also say Moonvember, depends a little bit, right? But that would be PogChamp, right? That would be a PogChamp moment. Okay, so yeah, that would be interesting. But we will see, because we did not close the September yet, right? So for example, right now we are a little bit like red here on the thing, but we are still in the green. We did not close it just yet. But yeah, oh sorry, that's wrong here. Yeah, absolutely PogChamp. So another PogChamp moment is that whatever happens, like, people are expecting that we pump very, very soon. But if you overlay all of the cycles, you just don't align them. They are not aligned by time. They are aligned by when the election happened. So the election is not on the same date always. So in this case, they are aligned by election. So you see really here, election happens and then go time, right? So we are here and we have a little bit more than a month until the election happens. So this could be a little bit more sideways up move. But on the other hand, I can't really see us stalling 1 month in everything that we saw TA wise. So I would say that we go higher already, not in a straight line like here, but that we go higher, because I think the election in itself is not the point. I think usually after the election, markets get certainty, but also global liquidity impacts are coming into the market coincidentally at the same time, right? So maybe we're creeping up already here into this election, right? So we should definitely have a green October. Today we get good daily close. We will see. This is not the daily close. This is the 4 hourly, right? This is the 4 hourly. So in 2 hours, there's a lot happening. US market needs to open first. I mean, it could also be that we print a big fat God candle out of this. Who knows, right? We don't know what's going to happen today. But I would say very likely with what we've seen, what's coming up here, right? Fed Chair Powell speech and so on, durable goods, blah, blah, all the economic data, very likely to break out on Thursday or somewhere there and thereabout, right? But overall, this is green. If we would close like this, it's just a nice sequence and then go again. This could be happening, right? Banks are so annoying. Oh, by the way, Green Lantern, GM, late present, like, thank you very much. I hope you're all right. Hope you're doing fine. This is also interesting, right? So this tells us a little bit where we are in the cycle. So this is all the big YouTubers. So everyone without Patient Hodler, right? But Patient Hodler is going to. It's one day, guys. One day, Patient Hodler is going to be in the ranks of these. Therefore, please smash up the like and support this channel. But we see here, like, this is what is this, like, Plan B and Tom Crown and Alex Becker and BitBoy Crypto and whatnot. So you see that when the bull is like at the top, most people are watching because they all think it's like now is go time, right? Is when retail comes in, massive subscribes and so on. That is not the case right now. You see this here, right? So these are all the colors are these guys and their views. So, and you see that there was a nice little spike in the views here. I mean, we also felt it on this channel that there were more people coming in. But right now, in this boring time, people started to care less again, right? So we're nowhere near the top. Top looks like this. Top looks like euphoria, and a lot of people shouting at us that we are stupid if we say that this could be the end, right? That would be top. But it's not. We're nowhere near this. So you also see that probably now we are alone with our 30 people here, right? So we're alone here, Bullet Slurp, Green Lantern, Omeprazole, right? All these guys, Troy Paris, Patrick Bultman, whoever's here, right? So now we're alone and among ourselves, but sooner or later we are not anymore. And then there will be a lot of people in here asking about this and that altcoin and calling for 500k BTC and so on. So this is going to be exciting. It's going to be very exciting. Interesting also, like, you know, there are these gold maxis. I saw this graphic. I think it's nice. It's from 2019, the performance of Bitcoin versus gold. It's interesting because you see how quickly, and it would be even more wild if they started earlier with this, but you see how hard Bitcoin outperforms gold, right, at this point. And that's with gold rallying right now. But yeah, it didn't really do anything over the last 5 years, which is interesting, right? And then people say, oh, but Bitcoin is not a hedge against inflation. Gold is, right? This is like, okay, but I mean, charts like this over the long haul, if you have a KGAR, compound annual growth rate of like over 50% or so, that is big. Like a GM Sven, what is going on? Hey, how are you doing? So you see this, right? The gold, it just, I mean, it's performing right now, but it didn't over the last years. And finally, maybe the most important chart, long-term Bitcoin holders are buying. And we see long-term Bitcoin holders are not selling many times. Interestingly though, when this pump happened, a lot of the long-term holders, they sold off. And I think the reason for this is that many miner wallets are now counting as long-term holders. And we don't know how the definition is here, but probably 1 year plus or 2 years plus, something like that. Many miner wallets are counting as that, and they sold off here to fund the pre-halving mining operation. But now we see that long-term holders are buying in massively at around same levels. I mean, look at this. This and this is not, it's only 10K or so difference, right? So interestingly, in this bull flag, we have also the buying aligning. So I think the next couple of days, weeks, they're going to be really, really good. So let's look at some indicators once again. Let's look at how our Bitcoin dominance is doing. For example, if you watch the latest video, I've explained a little bit more how this is really weird. They want to offer me some discount or so. I have to look into this later. But what happened? We had the Bitcoin dominance breakout here before. What happened to this line? That line moved with I think it moved out. Yeah, sorry, out of logarithmic. That's the reason. I was like, what happened to this line? But here you go. So this is Bitcoin dominance, and it's just bouncing on top of this line right now. And obviously we are all waiting for this breakdown. The measured move has been fulfilled, and the question is, will it break down as we drew it in? I mean, it's doing exactly what we drew, right? It's crazy how spot on that was. Trading view ghost, yeah, exactly. Luckily not. Sometimes it adopts the same interval from another tab or so, right? But here we go. So we are anticipating still a move like this to the downside, especially if Bitcoin rallies, and we're sitting exactly at this year-long, look at this year-long crucial support and resistance line, right? So we're sitting at this resistance. We're expecting the Bitcoin dominance to get smacked down here and altcoins fly. And the way that this could be happening is that Bitcoin takes off, rallies, but all the altcoins are going to pump massively. So actually more money flowing into altcoins than actually in Bitcoin. This could be one way of this happening, right? Overall, I mean, if we look at the monthly chart, we see it a little bit. On the monthly, it's interesting. On the monthly, we are not really... we are just at it. You can't see it anymore. On the monthly, we are not really... We're expecting to get smacked down. So on the short-term time frames, we can wick out and so on, right? But on a monthly, we're still expecting this trajectory to happen somewhat like this. I'm not saying that it's exactly like this, but you guys are following me since a long time, and so far this has played out exactly like to the T. Interesting. So we will observe this, and also once this support breaks, right, like this, then it's altcoin season, and we will confirm it here on this channel. This will be altcoin season, and then we will follow the altcoin season. And here, somewhere in this move, that's the time where we will lock in massive profits, right? Because we expect this to crash down massively and find support here. Once it bounces here, it's already too late, right? So the profit taking needs to happen in this move. Okay, so we will observe this, obviously. We don't want to be too late. Also, what we need to see, what we want to see is the breakdown of this. And this didn't happen as well. And it's probably going to happen also with the Powell speech, so it's all lining up. We see that it's sitting at support here. Very much reaction with the support, hammering the support. It's a DXY, sorry for not explaining. It's a DXY. We want this to crash down. And it's just clinging on support. It had a double top here. Here's your support line. Very likely to roll over on Thursday. So the DXY in general is looking bearish, which is a bullish thing to have, right? And then here you have your Bitcoin price. So you kind of see how when the DXY comes down, this goes up, right? So we kind of see here's the trend. When this went up here, we had a very nasty correction here. Also, when this basically started to rise again, we had the Bitcoin price to like going sideways, correcting, crashing, whatever, right? So we really see that if here we can see it even better. When we had the DXY rally, like this crazy rally, that was our entire bear market in the Bitcoin price. Whereas when it started to lose support here and crash down, actually the bottom was in. So yeah, I would say this will front run this mega move, but once it happens, it's going to be wild. And it will happen because they will cut rates, so they will devalue the US dollar, they will lower interest rates, and so at some point it will happen. And what we want to see is this massively crash down to the support line, and yeah, then we will see. Also, this will be one thing to observe. Once we are coming closer to this support line, we will be more progressed in our bull market, and once we're coming to this line, we will reassess whether there's a chance to break this as well, or whether our bull market ends, which is more likely, right? So I think we have time, but not too much time. Same stuff for the USDT dominance. We are looking to break this. And as you see here, this is the daily chart. We are slightly red, so money is being allocated. Bitcoin price goes up, but we really want to see this move complete. Maybe a small bounce, and then boom, right? This drops off, Bitcoin flies. You see how it's mirrored, right? You see the mirror on this. It's like an exact mirror. Look at that. Look at how this is mirrored. So you want this to go down for this to go up. Once again, gold price. Gold is still rallying, which is good because once gold is rallying, it takes only a couple of more weeks, and Bitcoin also rallies. So I mean, this is already going on since a longer time, but you basically can see that gold has been going from where also Bitcoin bottomed, and gold is up 60% since where Bitcoin bottomed as well. So now gold is rallying hard since June, but Bitcoin did not yet. So Bitcoin kind of coupled away. Let's see if I can just put the Bitcoin in this new area and put this in here. Oh, sorry, that was not the case. Let me put this in here. Okay, there you go. So here you have it, right? So basically, actually that was good. So basically, the candle chart is gold, and the pink chart is Bitcoin, right? And you see, especially here in our last run, gold already bottoms and starts rallying, and then only here Bitcoin bottoms and starts rallying, right? And then gold corrects, and then here at the same time Bitcoin corrects, right? So here they move in unison. And also here basically gold bottoms here and starts rallying, corrects, and Bitcoin does the same, rallies, corrects, right? But not always. Like, I mean, it's not always. Sometimes, like here, let me get rid of this cup and handle thing. Okay, so sometimes here gold starts rallying, and then it takes a while until Bitcoin does it, right? And Bitcoin rallies way harder. And I think this is the phase where gold breaks away, and like we do right now, gold breaks away, Bitcoin tries to follow. You see this, right? But it doesn't really. If you see it here, basically you put it inside, chart inside, it doesn't really break away. So for example here, or it does really break away, but Bitcoin didn't follow yet. So for example here, it took 63 days for Bitcoin to react. And also here, it kind of breaks away, and then it takes how long? So actually here the rally is there, but let's see how long it took here. Gold rallies 126 days. So let's see how long it takes here. Maybe it follows right away, right? I mean, you see this leg up, but we have. Yeah, it's difficult to say because we don't really have the 120 days. It would be right now. 120 days would be right now. So I would say that the next move is coming because of all the history with gold and Bitcoin. Also here, look at that. Right? So here, again, here also we had that Bitcoin, gold bottoms, and then here Bitcoin bottoms, right? So it's kind of gold front running Bitcoin. Also here, like this rally, and then here Bitcoin rallies. Just Bitcoin moves way harder than gold. But here from the bottom, so gold bottomed, and then here Bitcoin bottomed, also 140 days. So this seems to be the discrepancy more or less, right? So now we have this rally here, and it's slightly decoupled, as you see here. I think we are going to follow it, but who knows how long exactly it will take, but we will follow it, and hopefully Stu is right, it goes to 8,000 because that means Bitcoin goes to Valhalla or something. Also, ooh, look at that, we kind of have to get this. Okay, so it seems that altcoins are breaking out at the moment in this week. I mean, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like, put the line exactly on this wick here on the okay, that's actually not how it's done. Let me see. It's actually not the correct one. This is correct. This is correct. So we are not out yet. Sorry. So using the candle bodies here, you can see this, right? We need to be exact here because otherwise we interpret this as a breakout. But we are very close for the altcoins, and actually it moved exactly as we anticipated also. We are all very, very close for the altcoins to break out to the upside, right? So this pattern is valid, very, very valid. Many touch points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now we're up to the next side, right? We held our support here, and also look at this divergence. I mean, we are going into a higher low also here for the altcoins. It's very likely that we're going to break this to the upside very, very soon, and altcoins are going to then rally and catch up with where they should be. Maybe 100% move out of the altcoin market, meaning a couple of 100% out of most altcoins, right? So our portfolios will be looking very, very, very juicy once this happens. It's not a full guarantee because everything can happen in the markets. It depends on Bitcoin breakout, but if Bitcoin breaks out, this will break out massively. And I think the chance is really high because, I mean, you've seen this right here as well. Small channel, boom, massive breakout, right? So, wait, you mean Omi can rally? Is that allowed? I don't know, man. But I think, I mean, we have seen Omi as well, like people trading out of Omi into the rally, but I think Omi will move with it. I don't know if it will outperform though, right? But I think maybe, but I think maybe Ecomi will put in a move and maybe find its bottom finally on a technical basis, right? Also Solana, we talked about this yesterday in the video. Solana is also in the green. We are flagging along. Solana's waiting Bitcoin to make a move and then go to $300. Yeah, hard to pass up at these levels. Yep. It's very, overall, I think the market, yeah. So the market is green overall. Let's see the top 100s. We have some movers here. Render is up, Sui is up 12%, IMX is up 11%. Let's look at them. But here on the weekly, for example, Render 23 up here on the top left. But the big movers are Sui, Tau, BitTensor 91%, Hex 65%, Sui, Say, Phantom, IMX, Aptos, Popcat, everything's green, right? And we didn't even break out. We're just slightly green. This is nothing. This is not altcoin season, remember, right? It's just recovery in the altcoins. So we haven't really seen anything yet. So if you are in these bags, like you have bags like Sui and stuff like that, that's nice. There are going to be days that look like this week, right? There are going to be days where you just have 50% on a single day for all of these altcoins in the top 100, right? And then you obviously have stuff like this. So this Nero that just doesn't stop pumping. There is like dog memes are all over the place. I think at some point things will move into the real cryptos once people got burned enough, but it's not yet the case. What is this? Virus coin is pumping a little bit. So you have some 100% movers, but nothing too crazy. Pal AI also, look at that. Pal AI is 75%. Again, these coins will do multiple X's once we're breaking out. But anyways, I would say let's check. Oh, actually for Sol, right? Going back to Sol, I had this. There's some nice bullish thing here going on. So there's a video of payment on Sol. I want to show this to you quickly.
All right, so I've got the Square terminal here. I got my Square point of sale over here. I'm gonna sell a couple of shirts. We're gonna go ahead and review that sale, and we're gonna push it to the terminal. We're gonna take a look at the terminal here. Normal payment, like this. Or, if you don't wanna pay with credit card, the USDC on Solana. And I'll show you, maybe I'm also the end user. When I do this, you can see 2 USDC.
So as far as I understand this, they basically integrated a PayPal-like or whatever, like a payment system. Probably there's going to be like Solana credit card or something like that. But also that you can have like terminals where you can pay with your crypto and so on. So interesting, right? And also Solana brought out another phone. I saw $99 or something for that Solana phone. I don't know how good those are, but remember that last time they brought out a Solana phone, they airdropped meme coins like Bonk to the people. So people bought like massive amounts of phones and just collected the airdrop and got more out of the market than the actual thing was. So all in all, I'd say that's pretty bullish. But let's look at Ecomi, because yesterday we had, and let's move to the Gate.io chart. So yesterday we had a new all-time low, not all-time low, but since the charts, right? I mean, we discussed it yesterday. So it went to 00035, got bought up mostly. We are sitting at 00037, but it's still in the, let's say, in the cycle low area. So definitely Ecomi did not find its bottom yet. And the question is when it will be. I am very sure that once this market moves, also at some point Ecomi will move, but apparently there are still wallets that sell off, and we are still waiting for the whales to make their move, right? So this whale is still in waiting position. The last time whales made their move was here. Oops. So yeah, I think it's really, so it was here. Right, so here and then here dumped, right? So these were the big whale trades that happened, but here we actually had some massive volume compared to before. So is this the only coin that is down? No, absolutely not. There are some coins that are down that came out this cycle. There are some coins that are down that are not in the narrative, so it's not the only coin. But also it means, as I've discussed many times before, it's not a strong coin at the moment. What you want to see is a reversal where it breaks above critical resistance, takes out some highs. Ultimately, you want to have this go up, find support, go up, take out these highs and confirm, and then it's this go time, right? But only going back to this, it would be already a 3x move. And that's not hard for a coin that is sitting somewhere at $100 million market cap. So OMI trending down like this is not good. But on the other side, you have to see that there are many coins that are around longer. And now we are at the bottom of this wedge. And this is going to be really interesting, because will this wedge finally play out, or will we just form something new, right? So somewhere here. That I want to see this form a real bottom, something like this, then go up, as I said, confirm, break out, and be bullish again, right? So this is what I ultimately want to see. And this comes all down to whether there are news or not for this. So let's get rid of this. Yeah, so it comes down to that. The first thing that needs to be broken is the downtrend. And this downtrend is, yeah, since here basically it's a real downtrend, right? So you have this move, and this needs to be broken significantly, because it's not enough to just come up like this. This is not a break of the downtrend. This is just confirmation of a continuation of the downtrend. So what you really need is a break of this trend line, a strong move that goes out of this, takes out all these highs and reclaims this massive support, because this support had been established over many years actually, right? So this is what you need for Ecomi, and as long as we don't see it, there's not really a basis to say whether we are here or here or here finding our bottom, right? We just don't know, because since we broke down on this level, since we broke down on this level, we are basically in price discovery. And we established some support, which we also broke, so we are still in price discovery. And it doesn't matter how many things like soon and whatnot. Yeah, at some point there will be some whales maybe playing this, but until that is the case, we are just in price discovery, and we can go lower. We can absolutely go lower. Okay, and things that can turn around, as I say many times before, we need a roadmap for Veve, but mostly from the Veve team for Omi, right? We need a roadmap for what's going to be planned for the Omi token. And also we need exchanges in the US, because otherwise people from the US can't buy the token, so no one will dump money into it, and that's not good. And then ultimately you want to attract Web3 to use the Ecomi token to actually buy Veve collectibles, which are really, really good, I have to say, right? And there is some buying going on, but you want to have that through Ecomi as well. So we see this on, we can go on Stacker, for example, right? We see this here. So this is the history of collectibles. We see here partner statue sold, like 3 partner statues here, 3 Spider-Man Noir, actually higher than partner statue, which is wild because it's so scarce. All for the same, like the same guy bought 3 Noir, 47, 49 at 80. But then there were 2 other partner statues bought, plus some Tarzan comics just selling out, and yeah, that's it. But collectibles are going, and we also kind of see it here in the last 7 days. So if we see all the collectibles in the last 7 days, for example, there are a lot of things that are in the green. Let's not take the couple of 100%ers, but a little bit lower, so we see that overall there's a lot of green on Veve, and we also see it kind of on our vaults, right? That there are a lot of things that are moving because there are not enough sellers at the moment for the buyers. So a lot of comics, a lot of secret rares are going up, a lot of collectibles in general. Yeah, a couple of things are, I think in Veve we kind of see a little bit better sentiment right now. For Ecomi we don't see that. We need Veve not to go bankrupt. I don't think Veve is in this range at the moment, but I also can't tell because I cannot look into the books. But from what they are selling out on the drops, I think they should be okay. They should have a solid cash base, but let's not fool ourselves into thinking it cannot happen. No, I would not. You can never discard a company going bankrupt. We have seen it time and time again. But I mean, that's part of the risk taking in the end, right? But I think with the drops, for example, the drops that they had, I think last time there were some drops selling out. The Maserati didn't sell out, but it was also 40 gems. I think there were 1,000 or so that sold. So that's a neat $40,000, of which they give something to the. I mean, they have comics. They have also the Veve comic side. Don't forget that there is the Veve comic side where there's all the time minting going on. People buying Veve comics, which is direct cash without the 30% gem thing, right? At a time when revenue is near all-time lows. And don't forget also that all the secondary market transactions are bringing cash into Veve as well. So there are a couple of things that are happening, right? They sold out Marvel logo with no picture. Yeah, exactly. So that was 15 gems. What was the Marvel logo scarcity? Yeah, I didn't get this one, but the floor price is 66. They are capitalizing on all the transactions. There is 1,939 in circulation. So let's make this. So this was 15 gems times 1,939. That's $30,000 on the secret drop. They didn't even wanted that to happen. They released it prematurely without a picture, and people just bought it up, right? So I would say it's not too shabby, right? They're one of the only projects that sell out on a or that sell stuff on a consistent basis with high returns. Troy Perez says, yes, I got 2 of the Maserati, but no good mints. Yeah, 1,900. So look at that. Spartan Wiz, I think that's Mr. MC1, has 88 logos. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, so what's also happening is like you have to see that they are getting on all of these bigger transactions, they are getting 2.5% of that directly into their pocket. I mean, it's not much, but on every 1,000 gems that are transacted, getting 25 gems is fine, right? If there is a lot of things going on, new users and whatnot, they get a lot on the drops as well. So I think it should be fine, but we can never be sure, right? Let's look at the Veve side as well. So they are launching with Disney this Peter Pan. Remember when over a year ago people say that Disney abandoned Veve? It didn't really happen that way. So a lot of the negative people speculated that Marvel's not working with Veve anymore, and then they came out with literally the comic side, the Veve comic side. They do these sweepstakes where they bring additional collectibles to people, to collectors, right? They bring out these comic drops where they do not sell out all of them, but they sell quite some of them. There was the Maserati. There are the tickets. The tickets itself, they didn't bring money to them, but the secondary transactions for the ticket that bring money to them. So this is also interesting. Overall, it's quite good to see. One thing. First of all, the use. Where is it? Oh yeah, here. The unique users, right? So from August 8 to almost end of September, you see that we have some nice user growth. It's not too much, but this minus 24 is at 271 new users, which if you look at scarce collectibles and so on is okay, right? Because flips, you would have seen the sell-off, so you actually can calculate new users. It all started with D23, and we will see. So we're very slow in the last days. We also see that the logo tickets obviously didn't have any impact, because this is all existing users. No new users can get those. But we see that like these latest drops, Maserati also didn't really have an effect on new users. But overall, we have a nice growth curve here still. We also can look at, let's refresh here because I opened this an hour ago. We can look at those sales, and you can make the calculation yourself, right? So you have this event, like it's a transfer, they get 2.5%. If it's a mint, they just made a couple of bucks, right? So, and you see this here, like Iron Man, that's some bucks. Then here, this one probably something like $7 and so on, right? So you can look for yourself, because it's all available on the Mutascan, what is actually going on. So there are a lot of transfers like Maseratis, Facehuggers, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, red things, and so on. And I've also sorted out for you guys this one here. This is the wallet address of Bezosman, and Bezosman is still buying crazily. Look at this. So Bezosman, 2 hours ago, he was buying, among others, some Deadpool, Betty Boop, an amazing fantasy rare, 15, right? AF15 rare. Also, there are some interesting things in here. So besides that, he buys like 3 of each comic. Also some secret rares among those. So here's some Journey into Mystery 83 comics. Here's a secret rare, Vengeance secret rare, Strange Tales commons and uncommons. But then we have another secret rare somewhere down here. I did see at least a couple of more. Where is it? So he was buying all of that in the last 24 hours. He's also sitting at 61,000. So here's another one. I'm not sure. I think this is the secret rare, but I'm not quite sure if it is. But yeah, there were a couple of those that are secret rares. So he is buying a lot of commons, uncommons, but also secret rares from time to time. Some rares, Avengers comic, right? This is the ultra rare. No, this is the common, I think. Yeah, the common and the uncommon of the Avengers. But then here, for example, 2 secret rares of the Fantastic Four. I think also these are secret rares. 3 he bought from the Groot. So yeah, it's just... Here's another Strange Tales secret rare that he bought. So he went hard. Bezosman went hard on these. But yeah, overall, I think there is room for speculation always. But if you see the transactions that are being made, I would say they are fine. Anyways, guys, I was on way too long. I have to jump. So please smash up the like button for the stream. Let me know in the comments what do you think about all of this. And guys, tomorrow and Wednesday there will not be a Crypto Morning Coffee. Stay tuned for videos. And maybe if there's a breakout, I will find a way to stream or so. But other than that, on Thursday will be the next Crypto Morning Coffee. So wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. See you in the next video.